Hi everybody! Today we're going to see how I draw the U.S. agent, John F. Walker from Falcon and Winter Soldier. Just so you know, there's a coloring book that you can get through Amazon. Just follow the link in my description and you can get a coloring book to show me how you color to how I draw. Okay, pencils first and then Sharpies. So if you want to watch the pencil portion of the video where I sketch the entire thing out, look in the description and you'll find a link that you can click on that will take you to the Sharpie portion of the video. I'll even include one for color. But for those of you that are going to stick around, I'm going to start off with a quick sketch for myself and get us going. Alright, so U.S. agent, right? I mean, that's who he is, right? The reason I'm questioning and they haven't actually said that, right? Okay, so in the comics, yes, he's the U.S. agent. That's, you know, the Steve Rogers new Captain America. Yeah, right? From the comics. But again, they haven't quite said it. But it's also kind of like what was the other one that was like that, where they didn't really ever say the name? But, yeah, so, I mean, is he the U.S. agent? I mean, I don't know, because here's the thing. You know, they're taking on a different approach. Like, okay, well, these are the comics, and then we're going to do this and that kind of thing, and we're doing our own thing kind of thing. But, you know, it's based on comics, so that's kind of why I'm confused. And it's like, well, they technically haven't, they're calling him Captain America, right? And I don't think, I mean, he's not Captain America, right? I mean, I don't know. This one is very confusing because, yeah, because of all that. Because it's the, well, what do we, I don't know. So I'm going to continue to just call him U.S. agent. I'm just going to leave it at that. And honestly just say, well, that's what we're going to go. That's what we're going to do. And yeah, end of story. So I'm trying to get the shield close enough because I want it, well, I mean, I want it to look good, but what I'm saying is I want it to look as close as I can get it to the circular dome type kind of thing, because it's kind of, it's hiding his arm the way we're doing it, so I kind of want to make sure I do it right. And I've got his arm kind of really pushed up, so it's really stretching out his material here, so I'm having a little bit of trouble capturing this. So don't ever feel bad if you can't find the right lines. I mean, I'm having trouble is what I'm trying to say, and it happens to all of us, that we're drawing in a different position, we're drawing in a different position. I don't know why I'm trying to find a better word. We're drawing in a different position than we normally draw, and so it's a little off. It doesn't look right, and that's what a sketch is for, is I can throw a whole bunch of lines down trying to get it to look as close as I can to correct. But none of them are working for me. I think I'm having an off day. I think that's what it comes down to. Right? I see what I'm doing here wrong too. So if I'm doing, I kind of want to do his hands bent. I think that's part of it too, is I'm drawing a very straight hand out like this, and I kind of want to draw like he's jumping through the air like that, so the fingers are going to be kind of bent a little bit. So it's not quite coming out exactly like I thought. But again, that's what a sketch is for, is getting this right, getting all these lines built in, and then trying to find the position. And I think that's going to work. But I wanted an action pose for him on this one. Okay, this looks good, so I'm going to add some of the detail in now. But yeah, I wanted an action pose, go for something a little different than we normally do, and make it, like I said, a very, jump through the air action. I'm a superhero type kind of thing, because if you're watching the show, if you know anything about what's going on, yeah, it's kind of strange. It's kind of, he's not very Captain America, right? He's very what do you call it? Not self-conscious. Self-absorbed. There you go. That's the word I'm looking for. He's very self-absorbed, which is not Captain America, right? And he looks a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. Let's go ahead and say it. He's a strange-looking guy for Captain America. Like, he doesn't quite fit the strong-jawed Captain America look that Steve Rogers had. They did a good job with what's his name? Chris Evans, right? I mean, you don't really think about that stuff until you see someone else, and you're like, oh, that's why they picked Chris Evans. He was a good chiseled jawline type kind of look, This guy, he's got big ears, and hey, I'm not perfect. He's a better looking man than I am, He's built, he's well kept, all that stuff. But he's no Captain America, right? It's like, just because, this is a perfect example of, just because you put it on doesn't mean you're built for it, right? There's a certain image that we kind of, not expect, but are used to, because of what we imagine Captain America as, right? So when you see something that's a little off, that's when it's like, oh, that doesn't work, So I'll just go ahead and say it. Yeah, he's a strange looking guy for Captain America. And it's, like I said, it's just because we've been so used to a very well representation of, that's a horrible sentence right there, a very well represented look, you know what I'm trying to say. Chris Evans did a good job of looking like Captain America. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright, so let's see what I can do here. So I got him jumping through the air. Something like that. There we go, that ought to work. Yeah, okay, I think that's good. I think I'm ready with the sketch. I did enough that it can guide us, and luckily one arm is underneath the shield there, so we can kind of get away with not drawing that. But look how many sketch lines I had to put in there to get it. Sometimes that happens. And so now I'm going to lightly erase the sketch lines, and as I get more confident, I pressed harder, and those are my confidence lines. So as I lightly erase, the sketch lines will disappear and the confidence lines will stick around. And that's how you're going to live your life. You're going to get rid of the sketchiness, you're going to keep the confidence. And this is just me. Like, I just damaged my paper. I want my pencil lines to disappear, and I want the Sharpie to stand out, so I'm going to erase a little bit. You don't have to. If you're working with pencil, you just keep going. You just start drawing. Start pressing harder. Get those confidence lines in there. Okay. Okay, so I think I'm ready to go. I say we welcome all the skippers and get going. Welcome skippers, welcome to the Sharpie portion of the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I do a different drawing every day. You can join along and have some fun. I'm going to be using a Sharpie fine point and a Sharpie pen, mostly the fine point, but a pen's a little finer than the fine point. You can find things that a fine point can't quite find. I've sketched the entire thing out. I've erased the majority of the sketch lines, and if you want to see more Marvel stuff, check out that playlist there, or check out the playlist in general, because I do so many that I may have already drawn what you're looking for. So just check them out. If not, put in a request. I'm just going to jump right in with the Sharpie pen, because I can control the line width much better. I got his head turned slightly like this, just a little bit. So I'm going to draw the top of his lids, like this. And then I'm going to draw the retina, the color part, like this. And I can go ahead and put in the pupils because this just is a little bit bigger. And that's all I want to do. I want to keep it real subtle like that because color is going to take care of a lot, but also there's only so much that I want to put in because these will bleed. Try to make it a little thicker there. Okay, and so that means also for the bottom of the eye, I'm just going to come in just a little bit like that. I'm just going to imply that the line goes down because it's going to start to bleed if I draw the entire line. You're welcome to draw it all the way through. Mine will bleed if I do that, so I'm just going to do that and let color take care of the rest. So I'm going to draw the mask going around those eyes, like this. And I drew the A, but I kind of almost think I should leave it with color. Let me think while I'm doing this, whether I want to or just go ahead and jump in and do it. Now his eyebrows are kind of covered up by the mask, but we'll go ahead and do like that just to give him something of an eyebrow, right? Okay, so the bottom of the mask, I'm gonna come down here and do this. And I'm following my sketch, so you know, I'm not just drawing willy-nilly. I kind of planned out where it's gonna be, so that's why I can just throw lines in there. Let's see, I'm gonna bring the mask in, come back out, just a tad. Ooh, and also I'm gonna start to thicken some of my lines up because once I switch over to this, you're gonna see a huge difference in line width. So I'm trying to match how my drawing is going to end up. So don't do that if you don't think you need to, especially if you're working with pencils. I'm just explaining to you why I'm drawing, how I draw. Let's go ahead and do the face so you see where the mask is gonna be, you know, for the rest of the head. And that way you can work in the placement. So for the nose, I'm just gonna do the nostrils like this. And that's pretty much it because the rest of it is going to be done with color because there's no hard edges. Like that is kind of blending into the side there, so I'm not worried about that. Let's go ahead and just draw his mouth. Something like that. I'm not going to draw top lip because I'll let color do that. I'll draw the bottom. Something like that just to accent it. And then I'm going to draw his chin or his chin strap, right? And again, I'm thickening my edge up. But you do what you like, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. So I'm going to draw his strap up as I've come down from the side. Up the side of his face. How's that? And I talked about this in the sketch. He's got big ears, so I'm going to go ahead and draw what I can see like that. And then let's draw the other side again so you get a feel for the face. And that's kind of I'm just doing like some strap stuff on the side there. That's why I'm kind of adding a little bit of extra bumps, you know, because of the padding and all that stuff for the face. So again, you can see his ear. I'm gonna come out here and do this. And then I'm going to draw the head up, the helmet, basically. So I've sketched it out. I know where I want it to go. So I'm just going to kind of see if I can follow that sketch. And if I need to thicken it up, I'll thicken it up. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see, a little flat on top. So let me see what I can do about that. Again, because I'm thickening up, that also helps me to, you know, fix or hide or work with the lines that I put down. And he does have some cool seam lines in the helmet. I think I'm going to leave that for color. I'm not going to draw anything besides this. Maybe the A, like I was saying. I still haven't quite decided. It's just that the A is gray and not really, it's almost like the helmet. It's almost like highlighted more than it is an actual line. or a black edge, is what I'm trying to say. I'm getting all kinds of bumpy here. Let me see if I can fix this. All right, I like that. I think I'm gonna leave it alone. I'm gonna switch over to the other Sharpie and play around now with the thickness. Again, I know that looks bare, but it's gonna look better with color, okay? So I've got this arm up, this one down to the shield. So I'm gonna draw his collar kind of coming out like this. Right, it's kind of a big collar, but the way that we're drawing it at an angle, you're looking at the top, so it almost looks like a shirt collar. It just happens to be the way we're drawing. That's all. Let me draw his. Okay, so his shield is strapped to his back by these shoulder straps. So let me do that, so you get a feel for where we are with the positioning, because this one is raised up and squished just a little bit. Okay, because whenever you raise your arm, the shoulder is pushing the muscle up, and so everything is kind of squished up here, right? That's kind of why I wanted to show you the difference of shoulder coming down like this versus pushed up here, okay? Because this arm is raised up. All right, so that also means his chest. I'm gonna go ahead and draw some of the lines so you see where we are. Okay, so see, so now this arm is raised, so I can draw his bicep and the rest of the arm going up, okay? I just basically wanted to show you how all this is getting squished because that arm is raised. And that will help you with placement, basically. Okay? All right, so I'm gonna add some smaller lines with the small Sharpie. Now he does have some very specific shading, not shading, I guess, details that I'm gonna try to do. Like he's got this cool piping that I'm gonna try to add like this, just to kind of show you where that's gonna go. Plus, it's also gonna help me with the rest of his design, because he's got some cool designs like this in the materials here. I'll do it like this, like in the material of his outfit. Okay, but again, most of it's just going to be all lines and creases because it's so pushed up like this. And that's also kind of a fun thing to do, is I love creases and folds whenever we do pushed material like this. Now he does have some really cool design in, oh, you know what I almost forgot? He does have like a wrist guard type kind of thing. So I'll go ahead and do that here. Like a protective forearm piece, basically. And again, there's the very cool tech look in all of his outfit, but there's only so much we're gonna get in. We can't really draw all those lines, and it still makes sense, right? Okay, I think that's good. I'm gonna go. I could draw lines all day long. I'm gonna keep moving. All right, so this hand I pretty much have like this. Like he's jumping through the air and it's just kind of doing like this, right? That's kind of the idea I'm going for. Maybe we'll keep the thumb out. So let's draw that thumb. Oh, I bent it already. I said I was gonna keep it out, and I bent it. Plus, I'm running out. See how this Sharpie is starting to bleed on itself? That's what I'm talking about. I can only put so many lines in here before it starts to just look like a whole bunch of thick black edge, right? All right, so I'm gonna draw his knuckles like this. His knuckles, his fingers, again, kind of bent. All right, so there, just kind of jumping in the air, kind of like this, right? So, like that. That's the idea. And what I like to do is come in with Sharpies with Sharpies. This whole thing is Sharpies with a smaller Sharpie, and just try to add some extra lines to make it a detailed glove. Maybe too many lines. I probably did too many right there, but oh well. But see, the problem is what I hate is when the Sharpie starts to bleed on itself, and there's only so many I can get in, you know? But that's okay, that works out. It still looks like a hand, right? All right, so the nice thing about this one is it's covered up by the shield, so we just gotta get that right. It's kind of an oval, right? So I've got this part kind of doing this, right? Now, it kind of, because it's a dome, if this was round like this, as it turns, because it's like that, right? So let's say that this is the round part. As we turn, this is going to come up a little bit as opposed to the arc, right? So just think about that when you do your drawing and just making a dome. That's all you really got to think about. And it doesn't matter if it's not perfect. There you go. And see, mine's not. See how it's pointier here and it's fatter there? Oh well, I'm good with that. But what I do want to do is do the smaller domes with the small Sharpie, just to kind of accent. I almost kind of don't want to. I almost want to do it with color, but I do want to do the star. So I'm going to do more domes like this. Not really domes. I don't know why I keep saying domes. Ovals. Like that. And I'll just do a couple more. Like I said, it's going to be off. I'm fine with that. I think the same thing happened last time I did Captain America. It's like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm going to try to make it concentric. Oops, look at that. Look at how horrible that came out. Oh well. I mean, not horrible. That's not nice. What I mean is how not smooth is the word I was looking for. There, that's good. I'm fine with that. I'm okay that it doesn't look like a perfect, I want to say star because that's what I'm drawing right now. A perfect concentric shield, because we're doing it by hand. And if I was doing this, like if I was going to sell this or someone paid me to do this, sure, I would spend more time getting that to look perfect. I'm okay with this. Plus, it's US Agent. Meh. Okay, so I'm going to draw his outfit coming down like this. And then his belt, I'm going to go ahead and put it right here. Okay, then I'm going to connect this. And do some extra thickness for the design of it. And I'm probably adding more than I should. I'm just getting all over the place, honestly, with the look of the belt. That's what I should have done, like that. Okay, and his waist is going back like this. We'll do some detail in there real fast. I was just thinking that through. That's kind of why I was all over the place and kind of drawing these weird, funky little. He's got these patterns built in that I wanted to accent. Same thing with his belt. He's got little. Look at that. That's off. That's off. But that's okay. I'm fine with that. I'm thinking more about this. That's the problem. And so for his middle design, all these little stripes, I'm going to do this instead of using this. Basically, I'm highlighting more than I am adding the big fat lines, because I think, like, to me, these are design edges, not hard edges. Does that make sense? Okay. And so he's got his little stripes. So this one almost has, like, because it has that piping going across like that, it's almost this line here. It looks kind of like it. So I'm going to do this up and down, and then kind of play like it's this design right here. Now, what I don't have, hang on, let me see. Oh, there is an A over here. Okay, I see. So we're gonna say, because the arm is raised up, I'm gonna go ahead and do this. That's the A in the star, but I didn't think this through. You can't see it because of the way his arm is raised. So, that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and do it here too. I did it there, so I'm gonna do it here. I'm jumping back, I'm so sorry. So sorry. I'm gonna do the A for the star. Oof, I probably shouldn't have. Look how not straight that is. So that'll work. But see, it's on his shoulder too, and that's why I'm saying it's like, oh, I should have thought that through, and I could have designed it so you could see that much better. But oh well, that's okay. It's all right. So I'm gonna come across here for this, and the blue lines are a little thicker than the red. So I'm just gonna go across like this, and again, it's more of a pattern than it is an edge. Oops, my paper bubbled up and met me before I was ready to be there. All right, oh well. Oof, this is hard to pull. I'm used to moving my paper around to draw lines across like that. I can't just draw. But hey, again, that's what happens. I'm okay with little mistakes like this. I would rather make this mistake and be okay with it than make the mistake and be upset with it. Because it just teaches you, hey, you know what? Things happen. And you gotta live with them or move on. Okay, there is a little bit of a design, so this whole little thing fits into a pattern in his design. But you can only see so much at this angle, right? Alright, and so this is coming through. This is coming through here. I need that thicker, because these are highlight lines, right? That's pattern line. All right, I think we're good with the top half. Let's work on the bottom half. And so he does have a gun, but it's on that side, so you're not really gonna see much of it. Here it's just costume. So I'm gonna draw his leg down like this, this other one here, down to his knee pad. And this leg is going to be coming out this way, so I'll go ahead and do them both so you kind of get a feel for where we are. Just for the way his leg is bent too. That's kind of what I want you to see, how I've got him all stretched out. This is coming through like that. Let me go ahead and do this with a thicker line so you can get a better accent of where that is with the pattern, right? Now, again, like I said, he's got a gun, but all we're gonna see of it is that. It's kind of on the other side, so I'm not even worried about that. I've got his pants stretched a little bit like this because he's bent over. And it looks like his knee pad is connected to his pants, so I'm not worried about adding extra, but I am going to do it with a small highlight, okay? So I'm going to bring his pants in like this to his boot, and we're going to add some detail before we get to those boots. All right, let's do that. So he does have a pattern, but his leg is bent here. I pointed to the picture like you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, his leg is bent here, so the pattern is going to be all kind of bent as well. Okay, so like I said, there is a knee pad, so we'll go ahead and add that kind of accent to keep it subtle, right? So same thing here. We'll add some kind of little diamond shape like we did there. A little bit on the inside. And that's again why I like using this for small stuff like that, because like I said, it keeps it subtle with the lines, because I want it to look like it's built in. Let's see, let's go ahead and draw like a zipper. It helps to add some what do you call it? Not motion, but material. It helps the material. I got no words. I'm sorry. All right. So for his boots, he does have kind of a pattern, a little bit. So let me come down here and do this. And you're looking at the top view because he is jumping. So I'm gonna do something like that. Then we're gonna bend this one, then I'll add some detail in a second, okay? All right, let's just add a little bit of detail. Oh, and you know what? There is a little bit of color pattern on the side too. We can't see it on this side, so we're just gonna do that for that color pattern, okay? All right, and again, there's a little bit of specific design for his boots, a little bit of Avengers tech look, right? So I'm just gonna do like I did there, a little bit over the toe, a little bit of wear. And that's about it there. So I say we take care of the rest with color. So that is U.S. Agent John F. Walker from Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
So here's how I colored it. Tell me what you think in the comments below, or show me what you did in our Discord group. Just have fun and make it your own, because remember, this is how I draw. You draw how you draw, and we'll meet somewhere in between. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures with How I Draw. Plus, don't forget to hit that notification button for new videos.